Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marjorie, and today I would like to share a tutorial on my take of a shabby chic clutch. I have been invited to participate in a YouTube hop with the hashtag Shabby Chic clutch. And I'm so thankful to participate in this hop. And I also wanted to let you know that there are many lovely, talented ladies that are participating in this hop, and I would love for you to visit their channel to see their creation on the Shabby Chic clutch hop, and I'm sure that it's going to inspire you to create for your future projects. So I hope that you get a chance to check out the videos for the other participant, and that information will be provided in the description box. Okay, so I'm going to show you my Shabby Chic clutch, the first one that I made. It was kind of like, I guess, my prototype, because this was the first time I made one. So I guess we'll start here. This is just a beautiful shabby rose, and I tied it with a silk ribbon. So I love it because you can hang this clutch in your craft room, and it's really beautiful when you hang it up. It's gorgeous. I'm so happy about this. Now, what I will tell you, since again this is my first time making a Shabby Chic clutch, this is not a permanent clutch, and I'll explain to you as I show you. But for example, the side here, I have weaved this side shut with a yarn. I used to crochet, so I had a bunch of yarn, and I just thought that this color matched well, so I just went ahead and weaved it on the side. So you can always snip it and it will open up. Nothing is permanent on this. I'll tell you, the only thing that is permanent is the lining. So this fabric behind here, I avocado dyed some fabric, so it lined the clutch. So these appliques are not adhered. They're only adhered by actually safety bolt pins, as you can see. So if I needed to use this seam binding, I can use it. If I wanted to use this flower on my project, I can use it. If I needed to use this applique on any projects, I can go ahead and do that. And that was the idea that I had for this clutch, is how can I display what I have so that I'm more prompt, I'm more motivated to use it, because it's that, out of sight, out of mind. So I'm trying to utilize the things that I have, especially the special pieces. So this clutch helped me do two things: that I can use anything that I would want, including this, because I was thinking, oh, this would make a beautiful needle keep, or journal cover. I really love this color, so that idea helped me. So in case I do want to use it, I can. And if you take a look here, this is what is holding in place the applique. So I'll explain this. So this here are bubble tea straws. So my boys, we like having bubble tea, so you just need the straw to be able to enjoy that drink. So what I did is I had two, because this is pretty big. I put the two together, taped it. Therefore, I'm able to hang this up, and this supports the clutch. Now, if you don't want to hang this up, you can just skip this part. That's not necessary. That was just something that I thought of because I just love the way this whole thing came out, and it was so pretty to me that I just want to see it in my office, in my crafting area, not my office, my crafting area. So what's inside are all my Shabby Chic flowers, all these fabric flowers that when I'm working on a project, I tend to not use because I store them in bins, and you know, you have a bin on top of another bin and top of it. Anyway, so I wanted to have it accessible, organized in my craft area. So I like this idea. So I said, well, it's okay if it's not permanent. And if I did want to make it permanent, I can. I like that option. But I also thought this was a really fun idea if you are doing a swap, and whatever the swap is, you can put it inside. Then the clutch itself becomes the materials. If the recipient wants to use it, they can. Or if they want to make it permanent, they can go ahead and sew it and make it permanent. So I thought that was just a lovely idea, just for not only the use that I'm using it for, so that way my supplies are available, but plus eye candy. I just love this combination of color. Is just really, really sweet and shabby. So that is my first Shabby Chic clutch I made, and I hope that explains that it's not permanent, but it can be. But even though it's not permanent, it's still useful. So I hope that wasn't confusing. I'm sorry if it was. So what I did is I started off with that beautiful blush peachy pink. I don't know if it's a doily or maybe like a table runner or something like that. But anyway, this one is something like that. It's a table scarf. I don't know, but it's, so this is what you would start off with, and it does not have to be a doily. It can be fabric. So don't feel that you're limited to just doilies. You can use anything that you have on hand. So because these have holes, that's why I went ahead and used this fabric. It's a scarf that I had before. It's so soft, but I lightly avocado dyed it. And what I do is I line it up kind of to where I know once I close it up, that's what's gonna hold things inside. And on the other one, what I meant to say, which I skipped, is that I use fabric tack, I use a fabric glue, and I glued this on. So that's the only thing that is on the other clutch that I first showed you. So I glued that. You don't have to. You can take an embroidery needle with an embroidery thread and just go along if you want to keep that on, or you can glue it. So that's up to you. So you end up folding this, and then you fold the top once that's glued. Okay, so once that's glued down, you should have something like this, and you can adjust it as you please. And what I do is, before I close that top, I go in and I sew it. Now, hand sewed, or if you have a bigger yarn or something like that, you can just weave it through the holes. So so either yarn, ribbon, or embroidery thread, it's up to you. So once you secure that, I'm sorry, my ring. Once you secure that on the side, you can go ahead and fill this up with whatever you please. It can be appliques, it can be flowers, it can be just ribbon yarn. It's up to you. And then here's the fun part. So you can either make it as simple or as intricate as you want it. So this is just like an idea. Or if you wanted to make it a fall theme, since fall is coming up, and again, if you participate in a swap and you're just doing a theme swap, like let's say a fall swap, and you want to put fall items or things like that, you can take ribbon, decorate the sides once it's shut. I'm just giving ideas because I thought this was just sweet when I thought of fall. Thought that was pretty. So then, and you can make it really themed if you want to go into the fall colors. And you just, again, you can pin this down so then that way whoever receives it, they can go ahead and reuse it in any of their projects. Let's see, is it in here? Okay. Or you can make it more neutral. Again, you can either tack this down with embroidery thread or just pin it with bolt pins. Look how pretty that is. Neutral, or if you want a pop of color. So it's really up to you. You can continue this with other dainty laces or dangles, pearls. That is up to you. And then if you wanted to, let's say you're doing a swap and it's for appliques, you know, whatever goodies inside, you can just do that. And whoever receives it, they have the choice of keeping it this way or using bits and pieces as they go. I was actually originally thinking of using this, cutting these doilies, cutting them out to have doilies, so I can still do that. That's why I love the idea of not keeping it permanent, because it just gives me the option. So that was something that I thought would be nice if someone gifted this to someone. You have that option. So that was what I wanted to show you. Is you start off with one piece, then you start off with another, and that's only, of course, if you're using a doily. If you're using fabric, you can still do a running stitch, and whoever receives it can always snip it off and use the fabric as need be. So that is step one. Then this is where I explained the embroidery thread. So I used an embroidery, the first one that I showed, I weaved yarn, and that was by hand because the holes were bigger. This one I decided to use an embroidery thread and just run along the sides, and it is not perfect. I did not, you know, make it straight or whatever, because I used a color that wouldn't show up so much, and I think that's okay. None of the, I didn't iron this. I just felt that it lended to the shabby chic style anyway. So that is so I basically ran the embroidery thread all along the corner, and then that creates a pocket here. I did not close this part because I figured that once it's filled, it will stay put. It has not given me a problem. I did fill it with some special appliques because I wanted to, actually, let me show you that. So I have these beautiful wedding appliques that I just thought was so beautiful. So I liked having that handy because when I'm thinking of projects, I think of these items and I'm like, where was it again? Where did I put it? Oh man, I should put it in a special place. So this allows me to have those items available in my craft area. So I thought that was a pretty neat idea. So I just went ahead and store it in here. So you can use it, of course, to store whatever you want, or you can leave it blank, or you can put ephemera, you can put a journal. It's up to you. And I think that's what I loved about this project, is that it just, lends to any ideas. So for this one, how I would like to decorate this, or at least what I have in mind, hopefully it won't change. But if it does, that's okay, because this won't be permanent. I'll probably tack this, 1, 2, 3 with the bulb pin, not pen, sorry. Okay, then I have this beautiful applique. I think it was this way. And this beautiful piece. It's gorgeous. And have this here. And underneath, once I pin it, you can have like a little dangle here. And you can, add any ribbons on the sides if you like. It can be pearls. Just keep it simple if you'd like, or add more to it. If I did want to hang this, I would probably use one straw, or just depending on how heavy it is, it may not need something, but I don't know. But that should give you an idea that you can put a straw and then just draw a ribbon through it. So I was thinking maybe this is pretty too. I thought this went really well. It reminds me like of a beautiful vintage wedding. That would be really pretty. Oh, okay, yeah. So that's why I have these wedding appliques in here. This would be my wedding Shabby Chic clutch that will store my beautiful wedding appliques. That's lovely. So, oh, here is also a fabric, like I mentioned. You can do a running stitch on the side. You can, of course, machine sew it. I wanted to do a avocado dye, or maybe coffee dye or tea dye. I'm not sure yet, but I'm loving this idea, like I mentioned, for the purpose of storing beautiful pieces and having it on hand, or gifting, or for a swap. I thought this was really, really lovely. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and please let me know if you enjoyed it. I really appreciate all the comments and the encouragement. It really, really means so much to me. And I hope that you're able to check out the other lovely, talented ladies that are participating. I'm sure that, again, you're going to be just motivated to create something beautiful. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.